So here are some of the tips that I've learned about hard drives. Unfortunately, not everyone's the same. Some of the things that have helped me to get better hard drives. First, if you haven't backed anything up, number one, you just got to back things up. One excellent service I found like a month ago is called BitCasa. It works with your phone and with any hard drive, and it can back up anything, and it's infinite. I think it's like $100 a year or like $10 a month, and you can share your files, so it's really great. I've got all my Lucas Learns archives archived on there, and it's just an extra little peace of mind to help you just feel better about where all your stuff is. Check it out. Always put it in two places, but I've had, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I've had Western Digitals go out on me more than any of them. The only hard drive that hasn't gone out on me, I've got LaCie's, I've got Maxter, I've got all these. The only ones that haven't gone out on me are Seagate hard drives. The Seagate ones, and again, I'm not sponsored by Seagate, but that's all I've purchased since then. But Seagate hard drives have done well. These tiny ones have also, gone out on me, but here are a couple other things that I've learned, and when I troubleshoot, because I've had plenty of hard drives go out on me, and this might help you. Enclosure, and so it could be the enclosure that has the problem. So you can take the hard drive out and put it in a new hard drive enclosure. Western Digital, sometimes you can go places and get the case taken off, and sometimes the port is what goes bad, and then you can try the hard drive again. Western Digital that went out on me. Sometimes it's a couple of the ports that gone bad. These Firewire 800 ports. These Firewire 800 ports went out on me, but I was able to pull a few things off of my USB port right there. Sometimes it's the power supply as well. You need to check that. I'm not quite sure how to do it on a PC, but I have a Mac, and sometimes you will have a hard drive that just won't mount, and it'll show up here just kind of faded, not at full opacity, I guess, and just kind of faded. Sometimes you can access it through a software. I sometimes use Data Rescue. This is an older version. They have a better version with, I think, Data Rescue 3, and I'm able to pull a few things off of it that way. I laugh at this, but I've actually tried this, freezing your hard drive. There are a lot of things that people have done. Hard drive started clicking again. Another Western Digital. I'm sorry, Western Digital, if you're watching this, but a lot of your hard drives have kind of gone out on me. And this hard drive started clicking, which is basically the kiss of death on a lot of these hard drives. And I was really sad because I was doing another web series of mine, and I was really sad. And I looked up freezing your hard drive, and I went and I read one piece of information that said you can freeze it overnight and you get 20 minutes with your hard drive. Something happens, I can't remember exactly. You can look it up. There are plenty of people that talk about it. But so the theory behind freezing your hard drives is that each little bit of memory is put in different type of platters, and sometimes the platters get warped and the head starts rubbing against that. They think by freezing the hard drive you're shrinking the platters enough that there's no longer any rubbing against the head, and then temporarily at least, and then there's other theories about why it has worked for some people, but you can check them out. All I know is it worked for me once. One thing I want to make sure that you do, if you do freeze your hard drive, make sure you put it in a bag. I had to get a big Ziploc bag for this, and don't go skimpy on the Ziploc. You can't get moisture in there. A good website that talks a lot about it is Lifehacker, but site is Lifehacker. They have steps on what to do here. Double bag it, put it in one bag, one Ziploc bag, and then put this inside of another Ziploc bag. And you just gotta put that in the coldest part of your fridge, and just kind of let that sit for at least 12 hours. Once it's been in your fridge for at least 12 hours, just only pull the files that you need the most first. And then someone says, "Oh, all you have to do, then the hard drive will warm up and it'll start failing again." You hurry and shut it off, put it in the bags, put it back in the freezer, and then when you get that out, pull it out again, and then pull the files that are most important that you need. And so I froze it overnight, and it didn't mount. And I was pretty sad. And then I read somewhere else that said freeze it for a week or so, and then hook it up. So I hooked it up. I left it for a week, and then I hooked it up, and it didn't mount right off the bat. And then I was like, oh crap, this isn't working. And then I just let it sit for a second, and then I kind of let it kind of warm up just a little bit. Then I unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it mounted. And I was able to get everything off this hard drive. So freezing it sometimes works, but I tried it on a different hard drive, and I was able to get a few things off. This big one right here used to be my backup hard drive, my Time Machine hard drive for my Mac, and it went out on me, and there's some things on there that I was able to pull off. I'm going to try and freeze it again. That was the only way I was able to get it to mount. And again, this port, the USB port, was the only thing that was working on this. So that's a quick thing. Those are some things that I've tried in the past with hard drives. There are places online that you can go. I think there's a couple guys that have restored things through certain businesses, but it's usually pretty expensive. Let me know if it worked for you, especially the freezing one. I'm kind of interested if it works for anybody else. In the fallout spells, I suggest looking at a few places. Here's one that'll give you a free quote. Apparently it's supposed to recover just about anything that has to do with memory, but I know sometimes these can be expensive. I asked for a free quote. I haven't gotten that yet. Just on a 300 gig hard drive, I was trying to see, but it depends on the situation as well. A friend of mine just got a quote. I'm not sure if it was from this company, but the quote was $200 a gig restored off of a dead hard drive. Please take this as just things that I have tried in the past that have worked for me. I am not an expert. I'm no way authorized to give any type of advice here. I'm just saying what has worked in the past for me. Talk to a lot of people. I would suggest these are just a couple simple methods that have worked. And if you have something that's worked for you, go ahead and comment below, and we'll kind of help each other out. I hope this helps somebody at least. Check out my blog. It's lucasjameslearns.tumblr.com, and follow me on YouTube. I'm going to put a link to the actual Lucas Learns channel. So have a good night.